Hello, friends. Rich here with another GRM staff training. Remember, we're working together to help individuals and our community to flourish with God leading the way. Let's keep that in mind for everything we're doing. We're working on a series of 16 leadership traits, leadership skills that we must have if we're going to be effective. Now, the one we're going to talk about today is planning. Now, a lot of you will have great ideas of projects, maybe policy changes we need to make, procedural changes we need to make. You have great ideas. God has blessed you with that. But I want to bring us back to what we need to be doing here, a process in order to make those plans come to fruition. First, I want you to be praying over it. King David had a plan, a vision for building the temple, and he goes to the prophet, and the prophet's first answer is absolutely. That sounds like a great idea, David. But then when the prophet steps back, he goes and visits with God, and God says, no, David's not the one to pull this off. But David still has the vision, and he puts it all together the way Solomon can make it happen. So even the man of God can sometimes get ahead of the game, and sometimes the man of God cannot pull it off, or he's not really designed to pull off what God has called his nation or his organization to do. So as we're going forward, we need to have this process. So the process is going to be, you're going to use the format I'm going to talk about today to put together a report. 6 pages is all you get. No more than 6 pages. Normal font size, 12 font. Normal margins. Don't be trying to make it extra long or extra short or any of that. 6 pages to make your case for what we need to be doing, whether that's a change of policy, procedure, or a new program, new project. Whatever it is that you're trying to have happen, I want you to do it. I don't have all the ideas. I don't have all the answers. But together we can pull it off. So we're going to talk about how to do this planning process. So the way it would work is you put this plan together. I will print off that plan. I'll invite you and the leadership team of the mission together. We'll sit down. We'll read that plan. We will pray over that plan. Then we will discuss that plan. And when we're done discussing that plan, we're going to make revisions to that plan. Go back, take a little time. That might be a few hours, or it could be a few days or weeks, depending on the intensity and the importance of getting that plan implemented or not implemented. But we'll come back with another round of that plan. We'll talk it over some more with the revisions in there. We've had some time to process on all that. We might invite in some neighborhood partners, some community partners if that's required, or maybe even some guests or other staff, depending on who it's going to impact. Everyone who's going to be impacted at that point will be part of that process. And we will, again, go over that plan, make revisions, set it aside, again, for a few hours, few days, few weeks, whatever's most appropriate for that situation. And then we'll have one final round where we're going to bring all that together, all the people who are part of this plan in some capacity. We'll look over the plan, and at the end of that, the people in that group will say go, no go, or they might say I have some reservations, and we will have a private conversation. We'll take a little time out, step aside, find out what those reservations are, and if we can adjust the plan to meet those reservations, or maybe that community partner is no longer part of what we're doing, or maybe we just decide it's not for us. So planning is going to be part of our process, and that's the process. But now we're going to talk about the actual format of the plan you're going to put together. So the first section is called the situation. This is all the facts, all the reasons why we need to do this plan. This should include statistics. It should include stories. Anything that's going to help you make your case for why it's important we do this. And even if you can, why now is the time to do that. So situation is that next section. From there, you're going to define very clearly what you're trying to accomplish. This is who does what, when, and where, and why. You're going to answer those questions in about a 1 or 2 sentence at most section. So Gospel Rescue Mission will, or the rescue team will, accomplish A by this date in order to, and then you're going to have that here. It should be very succinct, very clear, and it should be very obvious what you're trying to accomplish. This is the mission. This is the mission statement that it needs to be, so we know exactly what you're trying to accomplish. We then have the execution. This is all the steps that need to take place from beginning to end, from the time we have this conversation, the plan gets approved, to it actually taking place. So everything that takes place, it needs to include who needs to do different things. So you need development team to do this, or you need the rescue team to do this, or you need the kitchen to do this. It should be very specific to that department. Now, don't spend too much time giving to individual people unless it's a very near-term sort of thing because people change, but that department will continue to go on. And so we need to make sure that all those players know exactly what is expected of them and when it's expected of them. They should each have their own little mission statement embedded in there so they know exactly what to do, by when, where, and why they're going to be doing that. But then also just all the little tasks, the phone calls that need to be made, the emails that need to be sent, all those things need to be part of that execution. So that way we know play by play exactly how this needs to play out in order for that mission to be accomplished, in order to fulfill whatever that situation is. These are all tying together. And then you have a supply section where you're going to say, this is what I need. For example, I need the software. I need to purchase these items. If you need to spend money, I definitely need this paragraph to be very detailed. So you need to say, I need to buy 20 pieces of paper, and it's going to cost X number of dollars. I need to print this. This is what's going to cost. I need T-shirts. I need pens. Whatever it is, it needs to be what you need, when you need to buy, and how much it's going to cost. So we have a very direct link between what you're needing to fulfill the execution, and execution going to fulfill the mission, which is solving the situation that you have defined already. And then the last section is command and communication. This is who's in charge. This is who's responsible for all this. And it's also going to be the communications. You're going to have all the emails and all the phone numbers, all those things for everyone who has some sort of leadership connection there. And also what you're going to be doing as far as communication goes. So most things, if they're on site, it's pretty easy. We'll just use texts and phone calls and that sort of thing. But if we're somewhere else off site, how are we going to communicate as events are going on? I'm looking at some of our most recent plans and thinking, oh, we didn't do very well on developing communication. We just assume everything's going to go smoothly, and we didn't have a good communication plan set up. So make sure that command and communication section is complete so we can do our mission accomplished effectively. So again, thank you for working together to help our individuals that we serve, ourselves, and our community to flourish with God leading the way.